Hello, my name's Ron Vroman, an old white man talking head, and I'm coming to you for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. Our objective is to return Oregon to a constitutional Republican form of government. The way we've decided to do it is first we assembled, and that's from the First Amendment of the United States of America's Constitution circa 1819 through 1860. We haven't had a lawful government since 1861 for sine die. Everybody that's in this for any length of time already knows that. New people are going to wonder what I'm talking about. So, we decided to assemble, and we did, and we named our assembly. Then we informed the Senate of Oregon, all the sheriffs on Oregon, the governor, Secretary of State, Attorney General, and they all recognized who we were. They got the information. We have our uh, service documents. So, unlike some people that say they did stuff, we did it and we have the proof of everything we did all the way along the line. This started going on 3 years ago. We started it. We met with the sheriff of Washington County, and he said he's going to treat everybody the same, although there are Americans and U.S. citizens or United States citizens, and they're different categories, they're different jurisdictions, but he refuses to see that. So until he does, there's no constitutional sheriff in Washington County. So then we moved on from that and we told him we were going to form a grand jury, and we advised them that we were going to do this. When you read Oregon law, it says how to form a grand jury, and the court administrators will only accept the request for a grand jury from their district attorney, regardless of what their law says. They ignore us. We tried. So using their grand jury isn't going to work. So we told them we were going to do our own. We even told them in writing that we wanted to do it at the Marco Hatfield Federal Building, downtown Portland at 1000 Southwest 3rd, right in the belly of the beast. So, how do you start a grand jury? None of us knew. We're, you know, we're just Oregonians trying to do the best we can. We have very little knowledge in all of this. Nobody's ever done it before. They've talked about it. There's a lot of people doing, working at it, but so we started. After we've gotten everybody informed, notified, and they acquiesced. We give them 21 days to come up with any rebuttal, and none of them did. So they acquiesced and they default to what we're saying is true. That's their law, and that's our law too. Their law is de facto, our law is de jure. We're Americans on Oregon, or Oregonians, state nationals, or Oregon state citizens. It's all wordplay. And they, for the most part, are U.S. citizens, United States citizens, and they're foreign to Oregon. They made that decision themselves. They took Oregon, the state, and flipped it into an incorporated entity, which is no longer government, November 8th, 1910. So they took the independent nation one of the several states of the United States of America and turned it into a corporate entity. And they've been governing in color of law, which means it looks like law and it acts like law. And they all pretend it is law, but it's not. It's fiction. And we've been operating in that since November 8th, 1910. So we told them we know and stop. They won't stop, so they will not self correct. But we've told them we know they're in fraud, and they continue to be in fraud. So we follow up on doing the best we can, and we notify by petition, which is also First Amendment, petition for redress of grievance. Filed it with Kate Brown saying, you're out of line, Kate, and you got to get out of here doing that stuff. And then Susan Bonamici, the representative for the 1st District, then our 2 senators, Jeff Merkley and Ron Wyden, they all do the same thing, and that is try and usurp our unalienable rights, and for sure they violate their oath because all of them have voted to infringe upon the Second Amendment. And you can't do that and maintain your honor. So they were elected to do for us what their enumerated responsibilities are. And they don't do that. They do what they want to do, which is push their agenda. And their agenda looks like socialist, communist, take our rights and our guns away. And they're doing a good job of it. They legislate little pieces of our rights away, little bit at a time. And once they get it taken away, it's really tough to get back. So we informed them of this. Then the methods or the chain of events is first you assemble and you have everybody that needs to know it, and acquiesce to what you're doing without any rebuttal, or if there's rebuttal, you respond to it. So we assembled, then we formed our civilian court. In 1861, when Lincoln did what he had to do, he thought, to regain the republic from the states in the South that were within their rights to withdraw, but they started a conflagration. It's not a war. War is defined and it's in the Constitution, so they didn't have one of those, but they killed a lot of people. And they didn't have a reconstituting of the several states. They continued to operate in the form of color of law under a false constitution. Oregon is the last state, the 33rd state, and they brought in the next 17 states unlawfully. They didn't have the lawful authority to do it. So those 17 states are still territories, and that has to be corrected. So we're doing our best, and when we formed our civilian court, Ex parte Milligan says to eliminate the Lieber Code and martial law that Lincoln put into effect during the war between the states, the conflagration, to eliminate martial law, according to the de facto Ex parte Milligan, you must have a civilian court up and operating on the land, and that nullifies martial law because martial law is under a different jurisdiction and law form. And when we started our civilian court and notified everybody that we were doing a civilian court, and we waited 21 days and 30 days and did everything that we possibly can to be lawful with our civilian court, we did it. It's done. There is no martial law on Oregon. I believe it's the only state without martial law. Anna is doing it in Nevada, but Nevada is still a territory. It's a bogus state made under color of law, and fraud vitiates all. If it was done in fraud, it's fraud. And there's no way you can make that pig smart and look good. You can paint lipstick, but it's not going to happen. You cannot have anything lawful after the fraud. You have to go back, clean up the fraud, and then bring everything forward properly. That's what we're doing here on Oregon. So what we're doing is what needs to be done in all 50 states. Now, there's several groups that are assembling. Anna's assembling, and she says she has 50 states assembled. Good for her. The NLA, National Liberty Alliance, they are also assembling. And they're even having a hearing today, or they've already had it, against COVID-19. And it's a nationwide hearing in their grand jury. And I wish them the best of luck. I didn't attend. If it's over with, I missed it. I'll look at it later. They have another group called the Reign of Heaven, and I think they're totally bogus, but they're doing a job. Then there's the Republic 4, an outfit that had every chance in the world to make it, and somehow they blew it, and they put their leader in prison. By the way, if you're interested in getting into this lawful organization to bring about the return of our constitutional Republican form of government, you got to know they kill us and put us in jail. So if you're not ready to stand your ground, hold your mud, and hold your water, this is not a good place for you to be. You can find us on ORSJA, which is going to be our, and I think it's up now, our website. And we're going to be on Facebook. We're going to broadcast on local community channel. I think it's 11 out of Portland. And then we're going to have our Skype presence at Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. And you can find me. I'm on all kinds of places. And my email is ronvroman38@gmail.com. And maybe we can have that put up at the bottom and you can see it and use it if you wish. In any case, this is the old white guy talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, and I'm out.